explained to you earlier what chemicals are burning. That information has been posted to our social media accounts in case you need the correct spellings. We have reached out to about 60 homes in a neighborhood just west of the incident. The numbers of those streets are also posted on our accounts, and our firefighters have gone door to door, offering those people the option to leave if they would like to. We want to stress that there is no mandatory evacuation, but we are offering people the opportunity to take shelter at the Rosedale Volunteer Fire Company if they choose to do that. Let's see. The status of the truck driver at shock trauma remains serious, according to our partners there at shock trauma. We'll probably be releasing his identity later this evening. When we finish here, I'm going to be going back to the command post so that I can try to verify that information. Our Baltimore County Police Department will be involved in an investigation of the traffic accident involving the truck and the train. I would suggest that you talk to CSX about what investigations, if any, they are performing about the other issues involved here today.
Is the truck driver going to be charged?
Oh, I can't say that. We haven't even begun an investigation yet.
Has everyone in the federal family been notified about what happened here in accordance with the recommendations in place after the 9/11 report? Have you notified your counterparts?
I don't know. I don't know. Our protocols typically require us to do that. Where they are with that process of notification, we have heard from MEMA, of course. There is a process in place for that kind of information to go up the chain in the emergency management world.
Is there any indication at this point whether there could be anything other than an accident involved here?
We have heard nothing to indicate that. I think at this point we're proceeding with the assumption that it is an accident. There will be an investigation. The traffic portion is us. When you get beyond that, that's not us, I don't believe. I'm going to be asking some more questions about the investigatory end of it later in the evening.
And do you have any indication at this point why the truck was on in the middle of that road?
It's way too early to be answering questions about the accident itself. Our investigators from our police crash team are there. They need time to do their job, looking at the physical evidence, interviewing people, so that they can find out what happened. But it's way too early for us to be able to answer those questions.
The state of New Jersey says that repeated exposure to terephthalic acid can cause upper respiratory problems, and it says that it can, in the long run, cause kidney problems. Are precautions being taken to prevent and make sure that the firefighters here are not going to suffer any ill health effects?
All of our fire crews are equipped with the proper equipment to fight hazardous situations, and they are properly equipped. They have. We invest a lot of money in Baltimore County to make sure that our personnel have what they need so that they can do their job, which is to respond to situations like this safely.
Do we have any indication yet from CSX how much of each of these chemicals was on each of these cars?
We do not. Okay.
Have firefighters been wearing their masks down there the whole time?
We have very strict safety protocols that are part of our fire department standard operating procedures. And there is a safety officer on duty at all major incidents. This one is no exception to that.
Thank you, Elise.
Okay?
Elise, what's the status of the fire? I mean, is it still...
And that was Elise Armacost, spokesperson for the Baltimore County Police Department, saying that they really have no answers about the crash itself at this time, that investigation is ongoing, that it's very good news that the fire is smaller than it was, moving in the right direction, and there were several questions about firefighter safety. Were they wearing their masks? And while she didn't say that they were, she said that they are certainly equipped for any kind of situation like that.
I understand, too, that CSX will do its investigation of the accident, and Baltimore County Police will do their part. but they haven't gotten to that point yet because we're not quite there yet. That will happen in the coming hours. Baltimore County Executive Kevin Cameron has pointed out that the majority of the area surrounding the accident scene is largely industrial.
Yeah, that blast forced some nearby buildings to collapse. Others caught fire. You saw the front of them right by where the explosion happened. They were simply shredded. We're going to go now to 11 News reporter George Lettis, who is live in the area at an area warehouse. And George, what is the situation where you are? I can see the smoke behind you.
Right. So that is the story right at this point. We're in this industrial complex or area where this happened. We're just south of the tracks, and over my right shoulder you can see that the smoke has diminished significantly. About an hour ago, it was unbelievable from the ground. It was as if a tornado was touching down from the sky onto the ground. That's how big the smoke was. And as Lowell was saying too earlier, the impact of that explosion has caused many people to feel like this was the earthquake. We have some video from some of that damage that happened after the impact of that explosion. You can see that some warehouses right near the tracks had some blown out windows and other types of damages. We are not as close to those warehouses because that is a very tough area to get to at this point from the fact that much of this area has been evacuated. But where we are right now, we're about a half mile to a mile away from that large explosion. And workers here at Baltimore Galvanizing Company said they could feel that impact all the way here. We talked to them moments after the explosion happened. Here you go.
One of my employees yelled out and said, "Look at all the smoke," and I started videoing it. And we were trying to figure out what it was. We thought maybe it was one of the buildings over along the tracks, propane bottles blowing up or something like that. And then it really boomed and everybody jumped, and I tried to keep videoing, but it's pretty scary.
Set the scene for us. You saw a huge plume of smoke at the tracks, and then what did you do? What'd you see?
Well, one of my coworkers said they seen smoke. Then once I jumped up on top of the forklift and started recording it, it was like 3 big, large flames of fire. Then next thing you know, boom. That's when I jumped off the forklift and everybody started running out. But it was scary.
Most of my ears in my head. I mean, my ears still ringing a little bit, but I had a slight headache for a couple of hours.
And you